For 7 editions now, the Aspen Romania community has nominated individuals, organizations, stories for the Aspen Leadership Awards. These are individuals and organizations that through vision, innovation, dedication, perseverance, duty, have become values-based leadership models. With everything they do, those leaders create meaningful social, political, economical, cultural changes, and we are deeply honored to recognize them and their contribution to a good society. And let us start with the Values-Based Leadership Award. This award is presented to a public leader that has excelled in his field of activity by constantly supporting and promoting national and universal values. And it gives me pleasure to invite again on stage the president of the Aspen Romania Institute, Mr. Mircea Joană.
This is the Aspen Award that tries to give a small token of appreciation to leaders that have changed Romania's destiny and have influenced decisively the way in which our country is run, is perceived, or is impacted by national and international events. From Pierre Moscovici to Rică Georgescu, speaking of Standard Oil and Exxon, many leaders have received our award. But I think there is no other Romanian today that after long years of public service, after years of representing Romania in the most prestigious diplomatic posts from Washington to UN in New York, to ambassador to NATO, to the dean of ambassadors in NATO, and the ones who know how NATO is run, this is the most influential job after the Secretary General. Somebody who's a true patriot. And of course, true patriots, Vasile Iuga, are born in Baia Mare. That's probably something which comes with the DNA. There is a friend, somebody who has put Romania on the map, and only 2 weeks ago, he finished a splendid international position as Assistant Secretary General of NATO for emerging challenges. Most probably the most complex, the most sophisticated, the most troublesome evolution in security that Europe and the transatlantic community have ever witnessed. Please welcome and join me in thanking from the bottom of our heart Ambassador Sorin Ducaru, who is the Aspen Institute's Leadership Awardee for 2017, only at the beginning of a wonderful career. And if these worlds would talk in the future, I'm convinced we'll hear from Sorin Ducaru and his future positions, a brilliant statesman, a wonderful patriot, and a dear friend. Sorin Ducaru, please receive the Aspen Leadership Award.
Well, thank you very much. I'm indeed extremely grateful and humbled for this special honor. And it is special for a number of reasons. Number one, due to the prestige of Aspen Institute and the fact that it brings together such prestigious people like yourself. Number two, because I had the chance to be a bit of a witness at the creation of this presence of Aspen in Romania, something that has been started by Ambassador Joană when I was working as his deputy, and was finalized, as was said, about 11 years ago when I was finishing my mandate as ambassador to Washington, D.C. And thirdly, because its motto, its objectives, the spirit of Aspen is very much in tune with what I've been doing in the last year, and I think with what is in the face of all of us. And that's an interesting but challenging future. And to give you a sense what it means, let me refer to a story attributed to famous Professor Albert Einstein. And it said that at one of the end of the year exams in fundamental physics, the professor was presenting the subjects on a blackboard, as it was the case those times. And one of the most meritorious students who studied also the subjects of the years before observed, Professor Einstein, you might have made a mistake because the subjects that you put on screen, the questions that you put on screen this year are exactly the same like the questions of last year. To which the professor responded, yes, indeed, they're the same questions, but you make no mistake because this year I changed the answers. So very much like in this story, we are faced with the challenge of coming with new answers to pretty much the same story, how to push our societies forward, how to assure the safety and the security in a period of huge acceleration. And the challenges are coming, of course, from the bits and bytes, from the IT world, from a whole infrastructure that is on the one hand empowering us, but on the other hand also obliges us to link technical aspect with philosophical aspects, with values aspects, to link the digital language with the language of strategy and policy. And I think we can only succeed if we communicate, if we cooperate, if we work as a team. We cannot do it alone, and this interdisciplinary, international, multi-stakeholder approach is the only approach that could move us forward. And I would end on quoting one writer that I like a lot, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, who actually made an interesting point in saying the real challenge and the real task when we look to the future is actually not to predict it, but actually to enable it. So this is how we have to approach our challenges, and this is where I think Aspen has made and can continue to make a difference, and I'm very proud to receive this honor tonight. Thank you very much indeed.